What's going on, YouTube? I'm Andrew Crawford, the HD Legend. Yeah, boy! The GOAT, not the GOAT, but I look like a GOAT. Close enough, am I right? I think I'm right. And today on the channel, I will be looking at 10 wrestlers that should have ended the streak. The Undertaker's infamous 21-0 record at WrestleMania, which was broken by Brock Lesnar. It should have been broken by someone else. And, me and my friend Kobe sat down. It took us a little bit long. It took us a hot minute to decipher these. But we did decipher 10 wrestlers that should have ended the streak. We determined an order, except for our top 2, which you'll find out when we get there. Number 10, we start off with Bray Wyatt. Okay, so before you're like, how does that make sense? Bray Wyatt was already being, built up the new face of fear. That's literally what he was being built up as. Okay, The Undertaker had been the face of fear for 25 years at that point. So a great way to really say, hey, this is the new face of fear. He beats The Undertaker at WrestleMania. He ends the streak at 22-1. Because that's what it would have been. Because in this scenario, Brock never wins. The Brock match never exists. Instead, let him beat someone random at 30. And then he loses it to Bray. And Bray is instantly pushed to the moon. World title, main event star, all of that stuff. Of course, much like The Undertaker, Bray Wyatt never really needs the championship to be over. But anyways, number 10, Bray Wyatt. Number 9, Seth Rollins. Not Seth frickin' Rollins, not current Seth Rollins. Authority Seth Rollins. A year after he turns on the Shield at WrestleMania 31, taking Bray Wyatt completely out of the picture with Undertaker. Not only does he end the streak, but he cashes in that same night to become the WWE Champion in the same way, pushing Seth Rollins as this is the guy. Not a guy, he is the man. He runs this company now. It's not very... It would have had to have some great build. You would have had to build Seth Rollins up to be able to beat The Undertaker on his own. But that happening would have been amazing. To take Seth Rollins, a man who has put on match of the night at several WrestleManias. The majority of WrestleManias he's competed in, he's had match of the night. 33, 34, 33, 34, 37, 38, probably 39 this year against Logan Paul. Just banger after banger. So yeah, Seth Rollins. Number 8, AJ Styles. Undertaker's a traditionalist, which means he respects the traditions that professional wrestling has. One of the ultimate traditions that professional wrestling has, if you are retiring or leaving a company, you take the L on your way out. That didn't happen in the Boneyard match. But let's say the streak is still alive. So at this point it'd be 22 at 30, 23 at 31, 24 at 32, 25 at 33, 26 at 34, 27 at 36, at 35. And then AJ ends the streak, making it 27-1. That would have been awesome. I genuinely believe AJ Styles is already one of the best wrestlers of all time in ring alone, if you ask me. So seeing AJ in the streak would have been pretty cool. 7. Roman Reigns. Not the Roman Reigns that beat Undertaker in a dog water match at WrestleMania 33. The Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. The Roman Reigns that is long since debunked every argument against him. The Roman Reigns that people say, that people went from saying, oh, he can't talk, to has one of the best heel-based promos in the game. The Roman Reigns that people said, oh, he can't go in the ring, to the Roman Reigns that's put on match of the year candidate after match of the year candidate. The Roman Reigns that deserves simply to be acknowledged. So, again, have the streak go to 26. Don't have the Boneyard match. Have Roman Reigns in the streak. Or have Undertaker win the Boneyard match, and at 37, Undertaker wins the Rumble, wrestles Roman at 37, and loses. To what would be even more heat on the biggest heat magnet currently in professional wrestling. Number 6, the devil's favorite demon, Kane. Kane is, to quote Undertaker, one of the best stories that's ever been told in pro wrestling is the story of Undertaker and Kane. So, what better way to wrap up the story than at WrestleMania 27? I know this takes out one of the phenomenal DX quartet matches that Undertaker had. After he has cost The Undertaker so much, and Undertaker has cost him so much. One last time, Undertaker versus Kane at WrestleMania for the 3rd time. But not only does Kane win, he does it in a buried alive match. Not only to win, but to end The Undertaker's career. Making what Undertaker's already deemed as the most beautiful story ever told in wrestling that much more beautiful. I don't know. I like it. Number 5, CM Punk at WrestleMania 29. At this point, these are guys that should have won their match with Undertaker, except for my number 4, but I'll talk about that a little bit later, next. At WrestleMania 29, it was CM Punk and The Undertaker. Best match of the night. Wasn't even close. There wasn't a match on that card that can genuinely argue to have topped it. Punk and Taker killed it. Taker won. But what would have been so awesome, CM Punk predicted what he was going to do to The Undertaker. When he came out after Paul Bearer died and said, "I'm sorry for your loss," at WrestleMania. Like, literally, the same year Undertaker loses Paul Bearer, he loses the streak, which in real life, obviously, Paul Bearer meant more. But in terms of the wrestling in kayfabe, the streak might have meant just as much. I don't know. I would have loved to see CM Punk end it. Number 3, Randy Orton. Randy Orton ending the streak. Okay, so here's what the story was for Orton and what his story would have been if he would have won the Contenders match in 2013. Because they had a Contenders match to see who would face The Undertaker at Mania between him and Punk. Randy Orton is an even better wrestler than he was in 05, obviously. So, and that Randy Orton already came pretty darn close. So he wins the Contenders match, and clean as a whistle in the middle of the ring, beats The Undertaker and ends the streak. Or, if you don't want to do it clean, start the Authority a few months early, and have Triple H, after his match with Lesnar, or before his match with Lesnar, come down to the ring, suit and tie, And Undertaker's it distracts him, turns around, RKO. Orton knows the RKO isn't enough, backs into the corner, punt kick, 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton ends the streak. Number 3, the rated R superstar Edge. As I mentioned all week, every time I mention WrestleMania 24, it was already pitched to Edge. You know, why don't you be the one to end it? And Edge said no. But let's walk through the multiverse for a minute. Let's go to the universe where Edge says yes. WrestleMania card's the same, just with this one little detail. 15-1. The whole story around this match in the first place can be the same. Undertaker can't beat Edge. And on the night that is Undertaker's night, where he wins, you know he wins. Look at the record, 15-0 so far. He doesn't. He still can't beat Edge. Multiple spears, multiple tombstones, have the same barn burner. But Edge beats the dead man clean as a whistle, middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3. Number 2, Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25. Not 26, not streak versus career, 25. The year after Undertaker beats Edge, Shawn Michaels challenges him. They put on the barn burner, and you can still do the DX rivalry, actually, because the next year, let's say Undertaker still does the rest of 09 the way he did it. Wins the world title, goes into Elimination Chamber world champion. He wins this chamber because Shawn Michaels won the Rumble. Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, title versus career. It wouldn't be streak versus career, it'd be title versus career. The match weighs less because Undertaker already lost a streak, but it weighs more because it's Shawn's career on the line versus the World Heavyweight Championship. Writes itself. Yes, I know the streak versus career was just as impactful, but I mean, one of the biggest prizes in wrestling history on the line between two of the best to ever do it. I think that's really meaningful too. Number 1, end of an era, Hell in a Cell, WrestleMania 28, The Game versus The Undertaker. Triple H watched The Undertaker beat Shawn Michaels once, beat him twice, ended his career the second time, beat him last year. But Undertaker didn't walk out on his own merit. He had to be carried out. Undertaker wants Triple H one more time. Hell in a Cell. Triple H says, that's exactly what you're going to get. And this time, I end you. Shawn's still the special referee. Undertaker still kicks out of the first Sweet Chin Music into a pedigree. But after it, instead of Shawn not realizing what he did, he looks at Triple H and smiles. They do the weird, crazy, cool DX high five. Sweet Chin Music. Undertaker does a 180. Pedigree. Pins. 1, 2, 3. Triple H ends the streak at 19-1. And that's the video. That is the 10 wrestlers I think should have ended the streak over Brock Lesnar. There's probably 5 more I think should have ended it. Sting, that's 11. I don't know if I'll name 4 more. Cena, I wouldn't have been opposed to Cena ending it if you would have turned him heel doing it. Okay, yeah. So there are 12 wrestlers that I for sure think should have ended the streak. But anyways, what'd you think? Don't forget to let me know in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. Is there anyone else you would have had in the Undertaker streak? And stay tuned tomorrow for my last upload of the week. and probably for a minute, well, until Monday, my WrestleMania 39 prediction video. And unlike John Cena, I can see you, and I will see you very soon.